So we're going to be exploring a topic that is crucial to your chess success. And this is one of the things that you're either going to love or you're going to hate, and that is chess openings. Before we get into why chess openings are important, I gotta explain to you that the openings in chess is basically the first several moves of a chess game. And there are different lines and sequences that have been studied for generations by past grandmasters like William Steinitz, Paul Morphy, Capablanca, Bobby Fischer, Garry Kasparov. Even nowadays, it is still continually being studied today. I mean, there's a reason why chess is a complicated game. Just after 4 moves, there is more than 288 billion possibilities in the game of chess, and that's why we love it and us humans are intrigued. In this video, I'll be explaining why chess openings matter and how it can give you a winning advantage. Because to beginners, I can understand how openings can seem like a mystery that is unsolvable. So I'm gonna need you to sit back and relax because we're gonna be going over some mind-blowing reasons why you should start studying now or just learn something new. All right, let's get started. Have you ever wondered why chess grandmasters spend so much time and effort just studying chess openings? Well, the answer is simple. And actually, the proof is in the pudding, all right? Chess openings set the stage for the entire game, just like in the opening scene of an amazing movie. The first scene conveys to the viewer the mood of the whole movie. It could be a romance type of movie. It could be a thriller type of movie, something that is really scary. It could be like a really sad movie where you're gonna just start crying out of nowhere. Like, do you remember the movie Up? Because I know grown people that watched that kid's movie and they was crying in the first 10 minutes of the show. But anyway, in chess, it determines the structure of the pawns and pieces. Plus, it dictates the flow of the game, which is really important. I remember when I was live streaming and a viewer asked me, hey, so just like how in video games there's a tier list, do chess have a certain tier list that we should be going by? And yes, it does. But sadly, that's up for you to figure out because every opening has a different personality. Let me show you one of the most popular openings that every beginner learns, and it is called the King's Pawn opening. So let me show you how it starts. Let me just move you down a little bit. Okay, we're gonna turn this chessboard on. And so the King's Pawn opening starts out with the move e4. And after e4, the opponent does e5. And this is the King's Pawn opening. If you see right here, the king is on e1 and the pawn that we pushed was in front of the king, and that's why it's called the King's Pawn opening. In the King's Pawn opening, it gives you enough space to develop your pieces, just like your bishop and your knight. So you can develop your knight to f3, develop the bishop to b4, develop your other knight to c3, and get your king to safety by castling with your king and rook. And so that's one of the main ideas of pushing up your king's pawn. All right, so we don't push up the end pawns, and that'll be a false start, not a very accurate move because we want to control the center. And so having these plans in mind when you're playing chess is just really crucial, really important as a chess player. Plus, each move pretty much have its own chess personality. Just like how DNA works, there is no getting around it. You're gonna look like either your mother or your father. Either one, you're gonna look like. You're not gonna look like anybody else's parents. And that's just how chess is. So in the initial moves of the game, you should already have a strategic foundation before you even sit at a chessboard. So you're prepared and you sit down and play your first 2 moves like a boss, all right? I want you to be inspired by this video. Now, let's talk about another epic chess opening called the Sicilian defense. And I'm gonna have to drag you back down here so that I can show you exactly the move. Put that pawn back right there. And the opponent still does e4. They do their King's Pawn opening. But once the opponent does c5, they initiated the Sicilian defense. And in the Sicilian defense, it gives you good counterplay. It gives you an imbalance of the board. Plus, you can seize certain squares in the position, just like how you're seizing the d4 square with the c5 pawn, maybe trying to control these dark squares and not continue with those light squares at all, just letting your opponent have those and get some counter-attacking chances. This Sicilian defense has been played many times, and the good thing is that you can learn from previous grandmasters how to play the Sicilian defense. The bad thing is that your opponents can learn from those same grandmasters on how to play the Sicilian defense. And that's when it becomes a battle in the opening. Who knows more? And yeah, it's just sharp ideas just happening straight out the gate, rapid fire. Whether you're new or an aspiring chess grandmaster, just for you to know, openings can offer you many advantages. And you have to take hold of those advantages. And I just want to dive into some of the main reasons why chess openings are important so that you're not like leaving this video without like the main crucial information. Number one, learning chess openings can help you plan ahead and actually anticipate your opponent's moves even before the game starts. And if you study correctly, you can shape the direction of the middle game and end game entirely in your favor. All right. Number two, it can help you officially put your pieces on the right square so that you can officially pounce on your opponent. Just like if you was assembling a team of superheroes that were ready to get into the action. Number three, it can help you avoid opening traps. And I know most of you hate losing in under 10 moves in a chess game because you want to fight until the game is completely done. You feel like you don't have a fair chance. But learning openings can get you out, maneuvering your opponent out of those opening traps so that you can play a full game. Number four, it creates a psychological impact on your opponent because what your opponent don't want to see is you blitzing out the first perfect 20 moves of the chess game. They don't want to see that at all. They want to avoid that as much as possible. That just makes them uncomfortable, and you're comfortable because you actually studied chess openings. And I know most of you beginners is thinking, that is unfathomable, H1. You can't just pretend like I'm just gonna remember the first 20 moves of a chess game. Well, if you practice hard enough, and you can just start with little steps like 5, 10, 15, etc. And as you study each and every day, you will get better and your memorization skills gets way easier. And that's what happens when you practice a little by little every single day. Just like if you're practicing an instrument, it's the exact same way in this old board game, all right? Isn't that fascinating? Don't you see how understanding and actually studying chess openings can impact your game significantly? It can get you to the next level that you wanted to get at for years, just by studying a specific opening that you like and love and that you can beat all your opponents with. All right, that's all I got. Make sure you like and subscribe, and plus make sure you share this with your chess friends so that they know how to do chess openings. Don't just leave all this knowledge to yourself. Spread it around so that everybody can have this specific knowledge to increase their chess elo possibly. All right, if you put it in the effort, of course. Let's move on. Go to my next video.